Welcome to an exhilarating IELTS grammar lesson. Today we will delve into the depth of English grammar and help you ace your IELTS exam. Now let's dive in. In fact, this is the style that you need to speak in the IELTS exam. That you have to try to show that you have got this ability of language knowledge. Now, today we're going to talk about um, one of the most complicated structures in grammar, and that is reported speech. Then first, as usual, we should know what reported speech is, right? So what is reported speech? Then the word itself shows that reported speech is a way of reporting what someone said without using their exact words. It is commonly used in news reporting, storytelling, and everyday conversation. For example, if someone says, I'm going to the store, then in reported speech, you might say, she said that she was going to the store. So we made some changes in the original sentence. We're going to learn how to make these changes in the original sentence and use reported speech in our productions, either speaking or writing, because as I told you, the use of a variety of structures and having a range in the structures of your productions in IELTS can help you get a better score. So now we're going to start. Now, the first thing that, as I told you, then we are going to have some changes in the original sentence. The one of the aspects of the sentence which is going to change is the tense. Then how are we going to change the tense? When reporting speech, there is often a kind of change in the tense between the original statement and the reported statement. This change depends on the tense of the original statement and whether it is being reported in the past or the present tense. I mean, if you are reporting one sentence at the same time, then you might not need to change the tense. But after 1 day, 2 day, 2 hours, 3 hours, depending on the time, then you need to change the tense. So here is an example. We've got one sentence in the present simple. Then we're going to report that in a different time. For example, I like pizza. Somebody said I like pizza, okay? And you're going to report that. You say that she said she likes pizza. If you want to show that even now she likes pizza, or if you want to show that just now she said that sentence, then the time is not changed. There is no change at the time, so the tense doesn't change. But if you report that sentence in a different time and you want to show that she said something in the past, then you might say she said she liked pizza. Then the simple present is changed into simple past. This is one. Okay. Another example and another tense. When the original sentence is present continuous, the tense is converted into past continuous. For example, somebody says, I am playing soccer. I am playing soccer. Then we are reporting we say that she said she was playing soccer. She said she was playing soccer. This is about present continuous, which is changed into past continuous. Then there are lots of examples that you can say. For example, uh, do you remember what your friend said yesterday when you asked him, hey, what are you doing now? Then he said that I'm watching a movie on YouTube. I'm watching a movie on YouTube. Then you're going to report that sentence to me. Say that he said that he was watching a video on YouTube. He said that he was watching, and that is an optional choice. Then you can say he said he was watching a video or a movie on YouTube. Okay. So you see that it's very simple, just it needs a little bit of more practice to internalize it and to use it automatically. Okay, the next one, the next tense that we have is present perfect, and this present perfect is changed into past perfect. For example, somebody says, I have finished my work. Then you're going to report this sentence and you say, she said she had finished her work. Then what's the tense? Had finished. Had finished is the past perfect tense. Good. So present perfect is converted into past perfect. For example, you say that I have watched the grammar lesson on passive sentences in um, I have watched the grammar lesson on passive sentences. Then, when I'm reporting your speech to my friends, I say that he said that he had watched a grammar lesson on YouTube on passive sentences. He said that he had watched the grammar lesson on YouTube on on passive sentences. You see that by practicing more, you can also learn this and use it normally in your speaking and writing. Now, the next tense is past simple, one of the very common tenses that we usually use in our speaking. Then past simple is changed into past perfect. Yeah. For example, somebody said, I went to the beach. Then you're reporting her and say that she said she had gone to the beach, or she said that she had gone to the beach. As I told you, then the choice of that is optional, and then you can either use it or not. She said that she had gone to the beach. Here is another example. She said she did her English assignments. Then how do you report this sentence? You might say, she said that she had done her English assignment. She said that she had done her English assignments. You see, it's very simple and very easy. Now, we've got another tense, past continuous. Then what happens to past continuous? Past perfect continuous. Past perfect continuous. For example, I was watching TV. Somebody said, I was watching TV. Then you say, she said she had been watching TV. Had been watching is past perfect continuous. Then you say she said that she had been watching TV, or she said she had been watching TV. Then I'm going to tell you that if you want to learn these structures very well, you can pause the video and do some practice yourself, make some sentences, and then go to the next tense, because I have put all of the tenses, almost all of them in one in the same video. So it's better that you um, pause the video after each one and have some practice, and after that, move to the next one. And the next tense is future tense. So in future, we've got a little bit longer story. Then we future is presented in different forms. So one of the most common form of future is will, and everybody knows that. So when somebody says that I will go, then you might report him and say that he said that he would go. Then instead of will, we use would. Or may and might, which is converted to might. For example, he may go. He said that he might go. Or I can speak English. Somebody said I can speak English. You might say that he said that he could speak English. Or she said that I must do a lot of assignment. Then you say that she had to do a lot of assignments. You see that these modals are converted into the different form when you are using future tenses and you want to report them. Good. Now, um, Another tense which is also used in future is be going to. I separated this because the form is a bit different from those modals. Be going to becomes was going to or were going to. For example, somebody says that I'm going to live in Italy, and we report and say that he said that he was going to live in Italy, or she said that she was going to live in Italy. So they, for example, somebody said they are going to watch TV tonight. Then when you report you say that she said that they were going to watch TV tonight. She said that they were going to watch TV tonight. Now, one important lesson which I'm going to introduce here is the use of the reporting verbs. This is something that might be a bit more complicated. So there are long lists of verbs, and we are going to use them in our reporting. Do you know you're not always saying that she said that she said that she said that. As I told you before, then in especially in IELTS, we have to use we have to have a wide variety of structures in our sentences. So we shouldn't always repeat the same word and say that she said that, she said that, she said that. So what are we going to do? We're going to, depending on the type of the sentence, on the let's say style of talking, on the meaning, especially, we can choose a different verb. When I'm shouting at somebody angrily, when I'm saying something and angrily, for example, and I say that I shout and say that I'm going to kill you. It's not a good example, but I have to give you this example. I'm going to kill you. Then you might say that he shouted that he was going to kill him, not he said that he was going to kill him. He shouted that he was going to kill him. Now, I'm going to give you a list of these reporting verbs with their patterns. You know, the patterns are different. So, one important thing to learn about the verbs, I'm going to give you this information in parentheses. One important thing to learn about the verbs is the pattern. I mean, how they are used in English. It's very important. When you're checking a verb, you can check the pattern of how this verb is used. For example, agree, then admit. These are the pattern of this is reporting verb plus that. He agreed that, he admitted that, he announced that, he argued that, he believed that, he claimed that. That's the way we are using these verbs. Like, for example, their director claimed that they decided to make change 2 years ago. That's a spelling mistake in two, sorry. And, you know, uh, why do we choose to use claim? Maybe in the original sentence, he didn't use claim. He said that we have decided to make changes. We have decided to make changes in our policy, for example. Then this is a kind of claim. You want to say that it was just a claim. Then you say that the director claimed that they decided to make the change 2 years ago. The selection of the verb is just made by the reporter, the person who's going to report that sentence. So, depending on the meaning and the concept of that verb, he is going to change one reporting verb. So, you can learn the list of the reporting verbs here, make notes of them, and keep them to remember. This is another pattern for the verbs, reporting verbs plus to infinitive. So, you see that after some of the verbs, we have to use to infinitive. For example, he promised to do his best for the employees. Then what do you think the original sentence was? I say, for example, I say, I will do my best for the employees. Then I will, one of the uses of will is for promising. When I say I'll do that, it means that I promise I'll do that. Or I might say, I promise I will do that. No difference. Either I use the word promise or not. But when you're reporting, you decide to say that he promised to do his best for the employees. So instead of said, we can say he said that he will do his best for the employee, or he said that he would do his best for the employees. But that's not very good choice. So it's better that you use he promised to do his best for the employees. Then again, I'm telling you that the choice of the verb is just your decision based on the meaning of the sentence and the situation. So the next verb pattern is reporting verb plus someone plus to infinitive. For example, advice. He advised me to do something. Huh? When your father tells you, hey, you should study more. You should study more. Then you're reporting your father's speech and you say that my father advised me to study more. You're not saying that my father said study more or told me to study more. No. We can say that we can have a better choice and say that my father advised me to study more. Or they urged the employees to stay calm. Then maybe the original sentence was, you have to stay calm. So we say that they urge the employees to stay calm. The next pattern of the verb patterns is reporting verb plus preposition plus ing or plus noun. This is also very common. A verb like argue, and the preposition is about, argue about something. Then you can say he argued about the terrible food. So when you see that somebody is arguing uh, about the food, then you are going to report that. You say he argued about the terrible food. The next one is complain about. He complained about the bad exam atmosphere. This is after complain about plus noun, not an ing form. But for example, apologize for. The company apologized for causing redundancies. Apologized for plus ing form, then the company apologized for causing redundancies. Insist on. The manager insisted on seeing the staff. These are all types of reporting verbs and reporting speech. The next one is the next pattern is reporting verb plus someone plus preposition and plus noun or ing. For example, accuse of. Then what's the pattern form of accuse? It's accuse somebody of doing something. He accused me of like breaking the glass, or they accused the company of planning badly. Another one is advise or remind about. Advise about something, remind about something. They reminded her about the meeting. The next one is advise or advise on something or congratulate on something. He advised me on the deal. He congratulated me on my success in the exam. Blame or thank for. They thanked her for coming, or they blamed her for coming. And the next part is, but before I start the next part, I'm telling you that I'm waiting for your comments and for your feedback on the videos, on the content, and everything. And I will be very happy if you subscribe our channel and watch our videos. I promise I will add some more better videos that can help you in your learning journey and help you ace your IELTS. Time references is another story that we're going to study today. So, when you're reporting, the time words might change. For example, um, today can change into that day because the day that you're reporting the sentence in is not that day that the day of the original sentence. So you can say today. For example, somebody told you something 2 days ago, then you're going to report that. You can't say today because today is not your day, is not the day of the reporting. So you have to say that day. And yesterday, the same thing, the day before. Now, then. Here, there, that's about a places even, because you're not in the same place of the original sentence. Tomorrow, the following day. Next week, the following week. This, that, even in Um, References, you can use a different one because you're not referring to the thing in the same place. You cannot say this. Now, some examples here are, he said he would see me tomorrow. Okay, he said he would see me the next day. Then when do we say tomorrow? And we do not change it when you're reporting the thing on the same day. For example, today in the morning, I told you that I will see you tomorrow. Then the same day you're reporting my speech to your friend. You said that he said he would see me tomorrow. But if the day is done and you're going to the next day or the next days, then you say, he said he would see me the next day, not tomorrow. Another example is, I like you. Somebody said, I like you. Then he said he liked her. Okay? He said he liked her. But I like you. I said I liked her. This is about pronouns, you know. It depends on the people that these sentences were addressing or the person the speaker was addressing. You're going to change the pronouns. For example, when somebody tells your sister that I like you, then you say that he said he liked her. Or when somebody tells you that I like you, then you say that he said he liked me. Or he, uh, or when you say, when you are reporting your own sentence, I said I liked her. Then you say I said I liked her. Now, the next discussion is on reporting questions, which is one of the challenging parts of reported speech. Then there are two types of questions: questions with WH and yes/no questions. WH questions are easier because we are going to use the same, let's say, WH in as a kind of relative pronoun in the middle of the sentence. For example, when somebody says, "How are you going to deal with the problem?" Then I asked him how he was going to deal with the problem. All of the things that we said about the tense, change in the tense, change of the pronouns, and references, all of them are true here, except that we use how or that WH word in the middle of the sentence, and the sentence is not like a question form as it used to be. You say, how are you going to deal with the problem? This is a question, and you've got a question mark at the end of the sentence. But when you're reporting, you're just reporting a sentence. I asked him how he was going to deal with the problem, so there is no question mark. The next one, what has led to this situation? He asked me what had led. You see the tense, has led, present perfect, becomes had led, which is past perfect, and then you report the sentence using what. He asked me what had led to this situation. Now the next one is yes no question. For yes no question, we don't have a word like WH words to use to connect the sentence. So we are going to use a different thing. Are you happy? Then he asked me if I am happy. This if is not a conditional form. It's kind of reporting word which makes a reported speech. He asked me if, or he asked me whether I am happy. This so is totally different from the if that we use in our conditional sentences. Then, are these your books? She asked her if those were her books. You see that the references like these, those, and your books, her books are changed. But the important point here is that we're using if or whether in the middle of the sentence to make that connection. So what you should do is to refer to grammar books, find some more exercises and do them. The main source of this grammar lesson was Cambridge Grammar for Ielts that I introduced you in the previous videos, and you can refer to that book. Read the lesson now, because after this video, when you read the lesson of reported speech in that book, you can easily understand a thing and practice more. And if you have Any questions, you can comment, and I will answer your questions. Um, Now it's time for some relaxation. And after watching this video, subscribe our channel, introduce the channel to your friends, and make us happy and help me to produce more and much better videos for you. Thank you.